Move on to the impact questions. How much of each change has happened? How deep are the changes? How much of any change is attributable to our activities? What might have happened anyway? And questions around duration and drop off. How long do outcomes last, and do they drop off or fade over time? And then the bit I'm really interested in, my hashtag in a lot of my work is no social value without social justice. And for me, the value piece is about allowing people to decide what matters most to them. So the value questions are: what outcomes matter most to the people who've been affected, and what are the relative importance of those outcomes? So those are the questions we're asking in any impact measurement approach. That's the information we should be generating so that we can make better decisions about our work going forward. One key piece of the puzzle for me still is this difference between outputs and outcomes. We need to push past asking how many people came through the door, how many apprenticeships did we award, how many hours of volunteering were spent. We need to be pushing through those questions and saying, so what? In a positive way, not a critical way. Saying, if people come through our door, if they sit their bums in our seats, what changes for them? And this is an old cartoon from the wonderful Chris Slicey at Fresh Spectrum that still does the job very well. So any of you who have seen me speak before will be familiar with our ghosts here. But I think they get across this idea of moving beyond counting outputs and really asking what change is happening as a result of our work. I'm, as you can tell from the accent, Irish, although I live in the Lake District these days. And I come from a rich tradition of what we call Shonachis, storytellers in Ireland. And I approach impact measurement in that kind of mindset of storytelling and wanting to tell as rich a story as possible when we go about our impact measurement. And if we use the example of a GCSE maths course run in a local community centre, we can think about these different components of an impact measurement process. So the inputs are the things that go into delivering the activity: the money, the resources, the skills, the people, the places. The activity then we run in this instance is a GCSE maths course. The output as a result of that activity could be how many people achieve grades A to C in that maths GCSE. The change that happens to their well-being as a result of achieving that grade will be one of the outcomes. In this example, 50% of people feel more confident. If we push through another level of the story, we get to impact. And we might gather data that tells us other pieces of the story, like how many people would have felt more confident anyway, and how much of their confidence was due to our delivery as